right, that was the press briefing by Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri and Colonel Sophia Qureshi, Indian Army Wing Commander Vyomika Singh, Indian Army briefing on the situation that's underway and the escalation by Pakistan and the ongoing tensions. But let me get in my colleague Sumit Chaturvedi, who's now joining us with the updates. So we'll get you more on that. But during the government briefing, it was also mentioned that Pakistan used high-speed missiles at 140 that was used against India, and Pakistan is on a campaign to spread misinformation and has been telling about how India is the aggressor, whereas clearly India has been very well calibrated, calculated and strategic in its attempt to squash the terrorist outfits. But Pakistan has been continuing to launch its targets on civilian infrastructure, and in fact at 140 also there were the shelling, the missile attacks and the drone attacks continued into the late hours of the night as well. But also the Foreign Secretary said that the frivolous claims about Indian missiles hitting Afghanistan, the flake claims that public infrastructure or civilians are being attacked by India. That's the narrative that that Pakistan has been spreading and has been disseminating in its media against India. But India has been very firm, and like MEA, the press briefing, India stands firm in its claims that India is against terrorism and not civil lives. But let me get in my colleague Sumit Chaturvedi, who's joining us with the update of the situation. Take it away, Sumit.
Well, once again, Minister of External Affairs held this press conference, debunking claims, debunking all this false information, and telling what has happened over the last around 12 to 24 hours. Well, yes, the escalating situation is there. India has in fact targeted certain Air Force bases of Pakistan, against which Pakistan also, in a way, targeted India's civilian areas. So yesterday, drone attacks were observed ranging from Jammu to Amritsar to Firozpur and many other places. So this is the situation now. India reiterated that Pakistan is using civilian planes as a shield for its own nefarious designs. That's what has happened. Also debunking the claims made by many Pakistani reports saying that India has suffered some problems or damage at S-400 and Afghanistan missile and all that. They have debunked these claims as well. In a way, India has given an official statement regarding what has happened over the last 10 to 12 hours. It's quite clear that in this overall tensions, Pakistan is trying once again to foment further troubles into India, attacking India. But India has really dealt it with all those threats, very well thwarted all the attacks of Pakistan. In fact, damaging Pakistan's own military infrastructure and Air Force infrastructure. So that is clearly an attempt. India has once again said that it is giving a very measured response. It is kind of measured response, doesn't want to escalate, but Pakistan is not doing that. India has really, over the last few days, observed this kind of measured response, military response to Pakistan's misadventures, but Pakistan, in a way, is not doing the same. It is bombarding civilian infrastructure ranging from Poonch, Uri to Kupwara and Baramulla, that is J&K, Jammu and Kashmir side, and certain drones fell in Punjab also. So apart from targeting military infrastructure, it is also targeting civilian infrastructure, which is clearly a very heinous thing in such the times of conflict between two countries, because that is something which is not expected of any responsible and respected, we can say that, armed forces.
Also, in the press briefing just now, it was mentioned that high-speed missile was sent to hit the airbase in Punjab. What are the security measures now being taken or being amped up across the northern states? Give us a sense of that.
Well, if I talk about the overall life situation here in Delhi, I'm standing right outside South Block, the headquarters, where all these big decisions are taken. Rajnath Singh, Defence Minister, he met head of armed forces. Well, Delhi, the life is going on normal. Delhi airport also issued an advisory saying that operations there are normal. So in a way, the things are normal because our armed forces have taken a number of steps, a number of precautions. S-400 missile system is really working very well. But not just that high-end missile system. We also have certain other, in a way, that the armed systems that act as deterrent against these swarm drones or loitering munition. Remember, today is not a day of having a direct artillery hit, but the high-tech warfare allows you to let the drones go and swarm the enemy's targets. And here we did successfully, but whenever Pakistan is coming back with its drones to threaten us, as yesterday mentioned by MEA, that Turkey is supplied, the drones are supplied by Turkey, Turkish drones are there. So those drones are dealt with, are brought down by Indian armed forces. They are many dozens or hundreds in number. They are not one, two. In fact, sources have told us that India last night destroyed one of the launch pads of these drones across the border as well. So this is kind of warfare Pakistan is always trying to engage India with on a very small scale, where the drones are sent, trying to create more havoc. If I give a little background about drones, well, most of these drones are not very capable of inflicting big damage like the US ones. What Pakistan has is those ones which create loud explosion, noise, and create panic. They don't create most of the problem, but panic. So that is something which Pakistan is currently doing, but India is giving a befitting reply.
Absolutely, Sumit.